So the last example here, it says the product of four integers. Okay. We don't know what the four integers are, but their products are described by this polynomial, right? X to the fourth plus 6x cubed plus 11x squared plus 6x. And then it says here where x is one of the integers. Oh, okay, they're already telling us with one integer. This is x. So what are the possible expression for the other integers? Now this is slightly different compared to the other previously because they already gave us a polynomial, and then they said here there are four integers. They're not consecutive. They're not one after the other. It's just four integers. So I lost my pen. Did I lose my pen somewhere? Sure. Oh no, that's his. That's okay. I'll use a pencil. No, found it. Okay. Now, because x is one of the integers, then that means that's one of the factors. One of the factors. So x is one of the factor. So this is x to the fourth plus 6x cubed plus 11x squared plus 6x. Because x is already one of the integers, so we factor out the x. Factor out the x. You can see here, there's multiplied by x. So if we factor out the x, what would it be? X cubed plus 6x squared plus 11x plus 6. Okay. So we found one x value. Okay. One possible integer. Now the other one we have to figure out. We have to factor these out. So what would be the factors? How do we factor this out? What number should we try? Huh? Okay. Can we try a positive one? No. Okay, because that's going to give us. Okay, very good. You have a critical thinking there. It can't be a positive because we're not going to end up with a 0, right? So it has to be some kind of a negative number. So what negative number should we try? -1. Okay. So we're going to go P of, this is our P of x. So P of -1. Okay, let's try that. P of -1, so that's going to be -1 to the fourth plus 6 to the -1 cubed plus 11 to the -1 squared plus 6. Oh, I should have just used this one. Okay, back. I'll just use this one. I don't have to worry about the big exponents. Okay, because I already know the x is a factor, right? So that would be -1 cubed, so that's -1. That's going to give you +1 times 6 is +6. That's going to be -11, and then plus 6. Is that going to give us a 0?
Yes.
Okay, that's going to be a 0. Oh, okay. So we found another factor. So therefore, the other factor is, therefore, x plus 1 is a factor. Okay. So we know x is one of the factor, and then we have the other one, x plus 1 is another factor. Okay. So what are we going to do? Synthetic division. We're going to pick up from here. 1, 6, 11, 6 minus 1. It has to be 0 because we already tested there at 0, right? So the remaining polynomial is x squared plus 5x plus 6. Oh, that one's easy to factor. 3 and 2, right? It's x plus 3, x plus 2. Okay, so the question is, what are possible expression for the other integers? Okay, so we already know x is one of the factor. The other three are the possible 3 expressions for 3 integers are what? X plus 1, x plus 3, and x plus 2. Okay, so those are the 3 possible integers. Okay, that was an easy one. Okay, so on something like that, on a test, that one would be a good question. Okay, how do you feel about that one? It's okay? You're good? So far, so good.